Hello, Eddie Marcus here, spokesman and advocate for many years of basic human rights for all people. I was going through my email today. This is 28th of November. I have a email that I received in March of this year that I never got a chance to see until today. And it was a reference to a young man in Scott County, Mississippi, that was hung in March. A black man hung in March. And in several other places around the country, black men have been hanging from trees by haters. And as a spokesman for basic human rights of all people, I'm basically trying to speak to dumb people about love, about what is proper and what works. And it is a message that seems everybody want to stay away from. This young man, can you imagine? This young man, when I saw his picture, I couldn't believe it. It could have been any of my children, any of your children, hanging from a tree because somebody don't like his color, or pissed off with him, or think that they are God and they got the right. And I can't say pick up a gun and go fight back unless everybody just decides they just want to let everybody die. You kill the good ones and the bad. Everybody dies. Then that one I can be for. But just fighting and killing, I can't be for that because I'm for love. I can die for love, but I don't want to kill for love. If I'm fighting all out war for everybody to die, it's not because of love. It's just a killing game. So I was sitting up and I was thinking about that situation. And I thought, if all of the people that hate and all of the people that are hated by others because of race, because of religion, because of gender, you're just hated. If every last one of you, and should I say if every, I'm in that number, if every last one of us just went and committed suicide, and all you would have left on the earth are killers, people who want to be God, who will sit up and laugh about showing what the strong did to the weak. Oh, I bet you for 24 hours they would just celebrate. They would drink wine and booze and smoke herb and do cocaine and ride their motorcycles and do all kinds of things for about 24 hours. And having come down off that high or that drunk, they'll look around for somebody to hate. But they got outsmarted. All of those who were hated said, you can have the earth. You can just have it. All the stuff only belongs to God. We are here, but we didn't come here to live like this. So to hell with you, and we are gone. Goodbye. And I'm not talking about being surfed up in the air. Just missing, that would be great, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just like those slaves that they put on their boat who jumped off that boat in the ocean. People who just did the same thing, said to hell with this place and don't want to have anything to do with it. So you're looking around after this 24 hours of celebration and looking at your muscles and the blood and the mud and all of that. Nobody to hate. So what do you do? What move do you make? Brave men, killers and so smart, you God men. What move do you make? You want me to tell you? Because I think you don't know. The next move you would make would be hating one another. You would start hating one another because you're built on hate. And without hate, you are nothing. You got to hate. And you would start killing one another. You start doing the same thing to your brothers, your blue-eyed, blonde brothers that you did to everybody else. And you know what the purpose of that would be? To kill everybody. And on the end of that campaign, one person living, one person, the most smart, intelligent, brave, got more smarts than anybody that ever walked the face of the earth except Jesus. And you would be right here by yourself. All of your brothers, all of you haters except you, all gone. All the people who just were good people, didn't want to bother anybody, who just wanted to live, all gone. If there's a God, if there's a heaven, if there's a continuation in life somewhere else, I don't know about it, but I heard some stuff, but I ain't finna bank on it. But they all gone. They have said that getting up in the morning time, having a nice breakfast, or no breakfast, or lunch and dinner, and going to bed, waking up, doing the same thing the next day, going through struggles trying to get your kids fed or clothed or educated or have health care or life, going through all of that work, you just throw the towel in and leave it, and will be one man on earth. You. Who is that one man on earth? Well, I don't know. I mean, there are a lot of people rocking around here right now on earth claiming to be God. So I don't know which one would end up being, but I can guarantee you one thing. Having been that one man left on earth, then you would start marrying, if you could, squirrels and goats and horses and cows, anything, trying to find your equal. And then you probably start killing them because you can't understand their language. This is sad. This is so sad. Willie Jones' parents, I know what you feel. I haven't lost any of my children just yet to such a violence. But I have had, my brother was murdered, shot down in the back in Mississippi. My cousin shot down in the back in Mississippi. My nephew gunned down in Mississippi. I mean, it's just like crazy out here. And the only thing that I can think about that would eliminate this is love. I can see people growing in love and sharing love, then people would come together. Now there might still be some out there that hate. The haters are never going to stop hating. They came on the earth to hate. They came on the earth to test you, to find out who you are. They're going to hate. So, as spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all people, I've heard Dr. King say it, love. I read in books, love. Jesus, they've given the highest order, love. And in my own life, I have chosen and accepted love. And by doing that, somebody else is taking care of me, because I am out trying to let the people know that the way the system is set up, it is set up to lead you straight to hell. It is set up to make you hate one another. It is set up to make you just want to smack your mama in the mouth. That's the system that we have set up. That's the system of men, the system of money that divides you and makes some think that they are more important than others. All of these things, ladies and gentlemen, is the reason that we have all this hatred. And the only way I can tell you to fix this thing is to start looking after one another. Blacks looking after blacks, and whites looking after whites, and all the others looking after your kind. But don't stop there. After you're looking out for your kind, then look out for every other kind. Making sure that everybody got the basic essentials for life. That you can enjoy being on this earth, that you can be thrilled being on this earth, and you can go and come and travel without the thought of somebody trying to do something to you. Why? Because you don't have any reason to be jealous. You were fed all of the evil, the anger that we have. But we can grow out of it. We really can. And for me, I gave my life years ago to the one that saved my life. And that in response to that, I would take the rest of my life and share with you what you don't understand. You don't understand love. You think if you live in the house with your family that you guys love each other. You don't. You're just gathered together because of a tradition. Your family down the street, you don't love each other. You can put up with each other. But when you stand up to make sure that none of you suffer, when you stand up to make sure that no one in your family household suffer, that your neighbors down the street don't have to suffer. When we talk about suffer, we're basically talking about denying those essentials that are necessary for life, the things that have been guaranteed by the Creator. denied by the snake and accepted by the blind. Because I'm going to tell you, when those people jumped off that boat, when those would-be slaves, they wanted to make them slaves, but they refused. When they jumped off that boat, they proved to the world that the world would never conquer them. When Jesus went up on that cross, for those who believe in Jesus, he proved that the world will never conquer them. When Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and all of the people who have given their lives standing up for truth, when they were killed, they proved that the earth had nothing that would hold them, and they were willing to give it up. But all of us living today, ladies and gentlemen, this is the truth. All of us living today have sold our souls to live, whether we're suffering or whether we're causing the suffering. We have sold our souls to just be here, knowing that one day you are going to die. And when you die, you still are not going to like it. You still are going to be hoping for a miracle to come through to save you. And it won't, because it's time for you to die. It's time for you to make room. So if you know you're going to die, why be a slave? If you know you're going to die, why abuse others? If these things are going to happen and you know it, then why can't you look out there and find the sweetest path? And the sweetest path is not just the path that works for blacks or whites or men or women or Americans. It works for everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why I choose God. Because everybody got somebody in their clique that they embrace. But there's somebody out there that you just can't stand. And even God says to us to love one another. Love your enemy, because if you don't love your enemy, what your enemy is doing to you, you will end up one day doing it to him. And so what he is what you will become. So if you're loved, be loved. And I can promise you this, you will not be afraid to die. Let me say that to you again. Be loved, and you will not be afraid to die. Thank you.